Welcome everyone. I'm just getting myself into alignment because a lot is coming through today. I'm setting the clear and firm intention that everything that is channeled through me today will be that of information that can serve in the highest and best good of all. I'm asking that everything that is channeled through today be channeled from source. I ask that everything that is channeled through today be coded in the healing energy of unconditional love. I'm asking that everyone that is here today in the space, that will pop into the space, that will watch the recording, that will take it in as a full transmission and healing, that will simply visit the frequencies, the energies, that everyone participating be coated in a bubble of unconditional love, the color of which their soul star emanates at. For each of you, this will be different. And I'm asking that everything be protected. I'm calling upon the archangels, calling upon Archangel Michael to set the grids and hold us here in a protective blue light. When the archangels channel through me, you will see my words get a little jumbly. We're calling in Archangel Gabriel to hold the white flame of purification. We're calling on Archangel Raphael to keep a field of harmony around us, a green field of harmonizing frequencies, to assist our heart in particular to shed what no longer serves. We're asking on Archangel Raphael to assist in these processes. We're also asking on Archangel Uriel to keep a flame around us. I'm seeing this as I'm speaking it. I'm seeing that Archangel Uriel is keeping this, it's a red and gold flame that's going to sit around. It's not going to go into your field, but it is going to be around your field. What I'm seeing about this is that Archangel Uriel and Archangel Sandalphon are both proponents of this frequency and this energy, but this alchemical transmutative flame that's going to sit around your field, it's there for a good reason, which my guides are telling me right now. My guides are fully with me. My channel has shifted to a bit more of it's just changing, it's evolving, it's moving, it's ascending, it's shifting, but what they're showing me is this flame that goes around our field is really important, because a lot of us today in this session, we're going to release a lot. And so some of the stuff that we're going to be releasing is going to be from those lower chakras. Some of the stuff we're releasing is going to be from the upper chakras. Some of it's going to be more so, they're showing me the heart and the solar plexus. The heart and the solar plexus. But they're also showing me there's this little chakra that's between the heart and the solar plexus. And that's going to be sort of the area that for some of you is going to be... how do I explain this? My guides are just showing me that this part of the alchemy might be the hardest part for some of you. Like, in other words, how do I explain this? They're just showing me that some of you, there's been somewhat of a blockade between your embodiment, that is your confident knowing of who you are, in the solar plexus, knowing of who you are, but they're showing me that there's kind of like been a disconnect created, or a wall created, where you believe that that aspecting of you in the solar plexus and the aspecting of you in the heart, which is open, which connects, which which they're just saying which opens, which connects, which opens, which connects. So they're showing me that some of you built perceptions. They're getting right on into it today. They're showing me that some of you with the solar plexus, you built, that's like kind of your pillar of light anchoring, your solar plexus. That's like, this is who I am. Well, I'm here. This is who I am, your solar plexus. I am your solar plexus. Your solar plexus will also really deeply connect you to the sun. And something that my guides are showing me right now, which I've said before, is that our system basically acts as the solar plexus of the cosmos. So I want you guys to hear that. Some of you kind of feel resistant to this system and you think you're resistant to Earth. You're not resistant to Earth. You might be resistant to the gold ray, the yellow ray of the solar plexus. So they're showing me right now that 3i Atlas is coming in to help reveal all of this psychological stuff that's been going on, reveal all of this that we've buried from ourselves. So it's here as a great revealer. And I called this transmission the Great Release because what 3i Atlas has been showing me all week, and really, I mean, for a long time, I just didn't really realize it was a proponent of my downloads, but we're letting go of a lot, okay? The old paradigm, let's talk about it. Let's be a little bit more grounded about this. The old paradigm, the old earth, we can call this. Hierarchical systems, duality consciousness, separation consciousness. You pitted against everyone. You pitted against your neighbor. You pitted against your partner. You pitted against your children. You pitted against your country. You pitted against your world. You pitted against your, all of these different things. That's old paradigm. So all of us within that old paradigm, we had to structure ourselves in a way psychologically with our belief system and the way we're constructing ourselves moving through life. We had to set ourselves up in a way to keep ourselves safe in that system. I'm sure you all know. Well, 3i Atlas is coming and moving in. 3i Atlas and the Swan Comet, I'm just going to call it the Swan Comet, they kind of came in around us and cleared out a lot of energy from planet Earth. Like a lot. I'm not just talking about in our psyche. I'm talking about in the tunnels. I won't go further there. But things were cleared out. Things were cleared out. Undeniably. And some of you wonder, why has my sleep been off? Or why has my sleep been different? This is why. Because we're having a tuner come through our system and set us up to, I don't want any distracting comments here, and I will block you instantaneously if you distract this transmission. This transmission is for humanity. So you want to stay in the group? I mean, what you're saying is true. It is helping mass awakening, and it's not a ship. It's a plasma being. But still, I'm telling you, when I'm getting these transmissions from 3i Atlas, please do not be distractory in the comments. Yes. Yeah. So, okay. 3i Atlas is correcting me. They're saying they're not here for mass awakening. So, that's not... They're saying mass awakening will be a byproduct of their frequency being in our system. But 3i Atlas is kind of giving me this energy right now where it's ego. Yeah. Is this correct? Yes. They're saying it's ego for us to think that it's only here for humanity. That's not correct at all. If we're going to be real about it, that's not correct at all. It's an intergalactic, interdimensional. This is important. Some of us have gotten on board with the fact that it's an intergalactic, and we're okay with that. We're cool with that. We're like, okay, cool. It's from a different star system. Okay, cool. I can get on board with that, but it's more. It's from outside of our dimensional range. Hear me there. I've channeled on this so many times on my YouTube page. We were restricted to this 12-dimensional construct. With 3i Atlas entering our system, no more. Now, some of you are, they're saying the observer. They're saying that a lot of you have pieced in this part of the equation that, well, first of all, oh gosh, I might have to turn off the comments because I keep getting so much stuff coming in and then it just disappears when I look at the comments. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to do some light language. I'm going to do some light language to transmit to you all what 3i Atlas is transmitting to me. This will make it more connective, and it'll take us out of story, which is important. They want us to be removed from story for this, because they're saying, yes, it's a lot about ego. It's a lot about what they're saying is that what their presence in this system is doing is helping us connect to all that is. This is so important. So it's not just about connecting to this, galactic ship. It's not that. Some of you are trying to connect with it in that way, and that's why you're not connecting with it. Because it's here to help us reconnect with the fabric of all that is. All that is. All that is. Which is why it's so instrumental in helping us heal our relationship with all that is. And that's why so many of you are stripping out these programs, stripping out all these programs that were based in that you wanted to control things. Big part of this. So it's helping us release all these control constructs that had us feeling safe in the old paradigms. They're showing me in the old paradigm, we had to have these kind of control mechanisms on planet Earth for our psyche to feel safe in these bodies. So they're saying it wasn't all for nothing. Like when you had these programs that you acquired in these old states of being that you were in, they were needed for you. So they want to help us remember, we're not telling you all those programs that you're clearing through are the enemy and that you want to burn them up completely and destroy them. It's more so we can see them for what they are. We can see these programs for what they are. We can see where they were affecting us. It's important we understand what we're letting go of. Because if we don't really understand, they're saying if we really don't understand what we're letting go of, and we don't know the meaning behind why we're letting go of it, they're showing me like it can magnetize back in. That's what they're showing me. So they're showing me some of these things that we, slice off a cord, or we do all these little tidy things for ourselves. If we don't know like the real core reason, like I am maybe letting go of this dynamic because this dynamic was draining me. That could be a reason. Or I'm letting go of this job because some of you need the little guidance that you can keep your jobs while you're building your passion. So I just want to lay that down here. But some of you are recognizing the why behind these changes that are occurring in your life. And I would strongly encourage you, especially today, please carve out the time. Please, 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 please. It's me that's saying please. 3i Atlas don't care too much. Again, 3i Atlas is just here in our system. They're not obsessed with humanity like some people perceive. They're just here. If you want to get the benefit of this being in our system, meditate today on everything you're releasing. And you can even say 3i Atlas, please help me. These are areas that I know are sticky for me. These are areas I know aren't good for me, but I keep going back to them. Please help me here. Guide 3i Atlas's energy. It's not like you're telling this being what to do. You're utilizing the energy that's coming off of this being and into our system. You're utilizing that to assist you with your releasing processes. You're using that to assist you to get clear. To get clear. Emdarakara nanyasha. Tuhanara ti anani kerema. Tuma inyara tu entrakayem. Tianat at eash ung. At anarat iamarak untoshea. Ianara nutu ayaye. They're saying some of you really did clear out a lot of calcification in your third eye. Like a lot of calcification in your third eye. And they're saying that sometimes when your third eye opens and you're seeing so much, you might take more energy towards those things that are distractions in your life. And they're saying this is why the dial is going to be turned up on planet Earth of distractions for the rest of this month, because the codes are here. And the codes are here for you to utilize. It's kind of like, they don't always say stuff like this, but what they're saying is kind of, it's like the moment could pass you by. The moment could pass you by. Because they're saying, remember, I've got guides and a whole bunch of beings in here, so let me see. They're reminding me that plasma is the fourth state of matter, and it's kind of the bedding ground for us to create this new reality. So we're creating a lot of our new reality, we're creating in our sleep. So my theme of dreams has gone in and out of this, but especially over this last week, I was going to people and helping them clean out their belongings. I was helping them clean out their homes. I was helping them clean out their closets. I was helping them clean things out. And I found myself in lots of different types of homes, apartments, everywhere. I was flipping everywhere last night. And we were cleaning things out. We were letting go of what no longer needed to be there. It just didn't, it was creating density. It was creating weight. It was creating, some of you were here for the transmissions with the PTQ. There's like these sticky parts, these sticky parts that we unconsciously find ourselves coming back to, because it's like a sticky, molassesy cord, okay? It's like a sticky, molassesy cord. Decluttering is powerful. So if you want to assist yourself in this process, but you're kind of in the conscious state right now where you're like, wow, Bree, this is a lot. This is a lot, Bree. It's a lot. I knew it all, but to put a conscious lens on it, it's a lot, Bree. It's a lot. Then I would really take some time till the end of the year to clean out material things, because they hold energy. So basically, decluttering it's a powerful time for that. I was told to pull 2 cards. I haven't pulled a lot of cords, but I was told to pull 2 cards and not look at them from the Lemurian Star Child Oracle, Leanne Carpenter and Michael Kroon. Let's find out what those cards are, shall we? We've got a lot of Lemurians and Andromedans in the field right now. Want me to hold this before we start? Because they're saying that you'll need a lubricant in your throat. I don't know exactly what that means. We're going to keep going. I'm hearing welcome back. I'm hearing welcome back in my consciousness from like lots of different star beings. They're saying welcome back. They're kind of all standing with like opened arm, very Mother Mary mudras, which is like standing up with your palms face forward and your arms very open, your heart open. They're all just saying welcome home. They're just saying welcome home. Welcome home. I'm seeing Sirians, Andromedans, Lyrans, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Polarians. And they're all saying welcome home. Oh, there's some Orion here. Not as much Orion though. It's weird. There's like only a few Orion beings. The Orion beings and the Pleiadian beings look really tall to me compared to the others. Like they're very tall. I don't know how to explain this. It's almost like all the other beings look a little short compared to the Pleiadian and Orion beings. It's almost like funny. It's like kind of comical. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, they're like long and they're like shimmery. I usually don't see them in form, so this is new. Sometimes I do, but most of the time they're in balls of light. This time they're like in their bodies. So they're just saying welcome home. I'm asking them like, what am I supposed to do with this? You're all standing here. And they're just smiling. It's okay. Portals. Open portals, I see. Open portals, okay. Oh, they're giving me so much right now. 9 doorways into now, letting go of the warrior. This is what we're letting go of, a big part of it. The warrior. The protections. The Technicolor dream coats, the masks. They're saying some of you have been putting on... Okay, I see. Some of you know how to work with energy and you've been putting on a shield that makes you invisible. Go with me. Some of you have been putting on this shield that makes you invisible. And what my guides are saying, do you know that this makes you invisible from all of your support teams? They're saying, do you know that these shields you're wearing that make you invisible disconnect you from your soul family? I'm asking them, like, is there something better we can do? Because I put these on sometimes. They're saying it would be better or more serving or more productive in your life that for the beings you're putting on the invisibility cloaks, I see, put on a mirror ball instead. Put on a mirror ball instead. It's going to take courage. It's going to take courage. But you're all here to assist humanity. So instead of making yourself invisible to these beings you believe are bad for you, put on a mirror ball so they can see themselves. Because if you keep putting on the invisibility cloak and you're trying to have it on for certain beings, those certain beings probably can see beyond your invisibility cloak. So you want to upgrade here. They're saying put on a mirror ball. Because what this will do is anyone that's like looking at you, okay, they're like looking at you. And what they're showing me is there's certain beings in your life that know you're trying to be invisible to them. This is what they're saying. They're saying some people in your life, they know you're trying to be invisible to them. So you gotta switch it up. You cannot keep doing the same thing anymore. It's not working. So instead, put on the mirror ball. What this can do is some beings that are maybe coming at you in a way that is not a way you want, they're going to see themselves for what they're being, and they're going to maybe change. That is our hope. We can't make them, but a disco mirror ball is perfect. Perfect. Jazz it up however you want to jazz it up. And it's, these are processes that you're going to be doing in the morning in a few minutes. So it's not like you have to like constantly be putting consciousness into these shields you're creating for yourself. And especially if you feel the need to shield super often, this is the message to say it's time to let go of that warrior. We gotta kind of stop the energetic. They're showing me like the energetic of like, they're showing me like a castle. I don't know. They're showing me a castle with like a moat around it. And they're showing me that like old paradigm had everyone like going into like a, like everyone was like, like running around like crazy. Everyone's like setting up the bows and arrows. Everyone's like putting up their station. Everyone's getting into that warrior mode to protect. And they're saying that's breaking down. You don't need that anymore. And it's like the more that you're spending energy towards that energy of like hyper protection and hyper warrior and hyper blah, 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 blah. We got to let it go. We got to let it go because we're all one. Who are we fighting? Why are you fighting yourself? Why are you battling yourself? It's just other yous. It's just other yous out there. The star beings, the other humans, the other planets, the other everythings, it's just a piece of you. It's just another piece of you. So instead of fighting it, recognize it as a piece of you. We're not going to add to this collective of humans on the planet that is hyper defensive and in battle. No, that's not our bag. Some will be clinging to it. Not you. Headaches and stomach issues being part of the energy shift. If those are areas that are upgrading for you, then yes. If there's a lot to release in those areas, then yes. So the parts of you that are going to get highlighted are the parts of you that are clearing house. Let's not look down on the humans. Let's not do this anymore. Let's not say no one will get this. Let's not say humans aren't good enough for this. Let's stop doing that. These humans are our brothers and sisters. Remember, the controllers want you to be pitted against your brothers and sisters. But that's a choice. And amazing mantra, origin, flame, are you Brian? Are you Brian? Answer my question. Are you Brian? Well, if you are and you're showing up here again, you're not Brian. There was another person that like has the exact same name and talks just like you, and maybe it's AI. Okay, let's see here. Right side. So the side of your body is pretty important. Because the guides are telling us this message. So amazing mantra, what's your name? I'm going to let it go. It's too human. I'm going to stay somewhere else. So, okay, let's see here. Let me see if I got everything there. So 3ILS is kind of giving me this message right now. They're saying they're They're saying 8 billion years old? 8 billion? Interesting. They're billions and billions of years old. And what they're showing me right now is that it's also the spirit guides and the archangels. They're kind of coming together as one. But what they're showing me is that what will help us let go of some of this is realizing that there was a need for it in the past. So they kind of want to give us like a hug. There was a need for you to hold on to all this stuff in the past. So it wasn't all for nothing. It wasn't all for nothing, all those things you built up that you've just let go of. There was a need for it in the past. There just simply isn't a need for it anymore. So if someone wants to like message you with like so much stuff, like nonstop under one screen name, and then come to you under another screen name and continue to suck you dry of things, that's doesn't mean we have to protect against it. It means we can realize we're strong enough to alchemize it. I love when people test me. It's fun, especially when I pass the test. Sometimes I fail the test. Lemurian guide. Sister, friend, teacher. What I'm getting right now is what they're saying. This is a group of Lemurian guides, very Pleiadian also, very Pleiadian Lemurian. They're saying love never has to convince. Love is. And then they're showing me they're saying get clear on what's a distraction in your life. They're like fully in my body. This is wild. Okay. That's all they're saying. That's all they're saying. They're saying get clear on what's a distraction in your life. Get clear on what's a distraction in your life. Get clear on what's a distraction in your life. And I'm saying, how do you know? Let me form a question here. Hold on. We're really in the great halls right now. How will we know it's a distraction? They're saying it will lower your vibration. And they're saying this is why we've guided all of you for years through Bree to make note of where you're at before you do anything. Before you eat the food, before you go to the events, before you have the conversation, before you watch the shows, the movies, before you go to the places, before you take the trips, before you spend the times with certain groups, check where you're at. And then once you're a little ways in to whatever these things are, check yourself again. Where am I at now? Is this improving things for me? Making things feel lighter? Do I feel more connected? Do I feel more open to love? Well, then those are the things that are not distractions. But the things that are distractions will dampen you. They'll lower your frequency. They'll lower your vibration. They'll start creating new thought forms in your head that are not in alignment with love. And yes, it will be subtle, which is why we tell you to ask yourself. You must do this moving forward. Some of what you believe is spiritual evolution is distraction. They're showing me conspiracy here. They're showing me, yes, many of the conspiracies on planet Earth are real and there's truth to them. What is it doing when you go down and you study these conspiracies or learn about them? What is it doing to your energy? What is it doing to your mood? What is it doing to your thoughts? So they're showing me a box now. And they're showing me, this is just, they're getting too good with this stuff. It's shocking. It's really, really shocking, some of the good ways they do these things. They're showing me a box, and they're showing me in this box is distraction. Okay, and it's wrapped in paper. It's like white paper. And a silver bow. It's like very clear in my third eye. And the wrapping paper says innocent on it. Okay, so some of these distractions, this is their fun, fancy way of showing us that some of these distractions, observe, don't absorb is very important here too. Thank you, Don. But they're showing me some of these distractions, you might perceive them. I see everything in these channels. I'm in the Akashic Records. I'm seeing a lot. I'm hearing a lot. I'm knowing a lot. I'm only sharing certain things. But what they're showing me about this distraction box is that it's wrapped in a paper that says innocent on it. So you might think that this thing that you're doing that's distracting you is innocent. And you might have, like, what they're showing me is that you full-blown convinced yourself that, like, some of these distractions are innocent. And I'm just asking, like, can they show me? They're showing me some alcohol. And they're showing me, like, movies. Like, maybe horror movies. Or, like, scary movies. Or, like, even psychological thrillers. Okay. They're kind of just showing me that you think these habits of yours are very innocent, and you think they're not doing you harm, and you think you're enjoying them, and you think it's your thing to do, and you think that that beer you're having all the time, or that whatever, like whatever this is, I don't know what it is for each of you specifically, but what they're showing me is that whatever these things are, you think they're innocent, and they're not. Because what they're doing is, it's like stacking you over time with old programming. And so you don't notice it because you think it's innocent. You think it's like minor or like mild, and it's not doing anything, and it is doing something. Being deceived to a certain, yes. Because the thing is, especially with like media and content, it's very polished, it looks very professional, and it's like, they spent billions of dollars on it, and it's got all the A-list actors in it, and it's like, like it might seem really right and really fun and really innocent, and like you're just, but I'm trying to like think of an example, and I'm asking like, when was the last time I did this? And they're telling me. And it was last December. And I knew it. I knew it going in. I was like, I shouldn't watch this. It was a movie with, I'm so in the Akashic Records, I can't think of any celebrities' names right now. Oh my god, I can see them. What are their names? The actress that was in Big Mistake, Big. The movie with the woman that she's a street person, and then she meets Robert, I think his name is. That actress, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Julia Roberts, thank you, Jen. Oh man. Okay, so Julia Roberts was in it. It's not the movie Pretty Woman, though. That's actually, I like that movie a lot. It's a pretty good one. But the movie about like the sounds that like go off, and then like the one kid like loses his teeth, and it's kind of like a siren-y kind of scary movie. Does anyone know the movie I'm thinking of? Because I watched it last year and I got guidance not to, but I did anyway. And that's kind of what they're referring to here. Don't watch it, so we don't need to find the name of it. With the blindfold. I can't think of the name of it. It's not Birds. And it's not Mama. And there's like the scene with Julia Roberts, and they're in like a little book room, a little inner library. I'll Leave the World Behind. That's the one. That's the one. So what they're showing me kind of is like kind of mild psyops and things that can like be playing out in these types of things. And they're showing me that the only way you're going to know is if you do that thing that they referenced, where you check in with yourself. Not Sandra Bullock, but I know the movie you're talking about, and I actually did like that one. But what they're saying is just check, like, because what happens is, let's say you do take in a movie or a television show that has some kind of psyop embedded. It's possible. Well, you're probably not going to notice. And that's how they work. So they like plant little seeds, okay? And then you just kind of walk away thinking like, oh, that was an interesting psychological movie. And but then in the back of your head, you've got this like kind of conscious thing there saying end times. Okay? That's the kind of things that can happen if we're not careful, if we're not checking in with our energy. So the Lemurians are kind of coming in to say, skip the horror films. And the MK Ultra is a part of this too. So, listen, if you're gonna go down those rabbit holes, make sure you have integration time. Some of it is revealing very real things. So, make sure that you're gonna cleanse yourself of the residue you picked up from these things. So maybe that means that you still want to partake and you still want to watch these things and do these things and yada, 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 yada. That's fine. But when you're done, maybe sage yourself. Maybe take a salt bath and just say, I only want to take from this what I was meant to take from this, from the highest good of all, and anything that could cause me pain or hold me back or program me in a way that is not in alignment with my soul, I let it go. I wouldn't say be a mirror while watching it. Let me see if they'll give us any more on that. They're saying you don't want to be a mirror and you don't want to have too heavy. It's not about the shields, but you need to be discerning. Discernment is key. If you start getting weird bodily sensations, that should be a sign to you. It's not for you. And they're also saying caveat, because sometimes you get energy healings and you feel like a lot of bodily sensation because there's things letting go. That's very different. That is very different. That is a very different energetic. Okay. So let me see. I've got like 3i Atlas in my energy field, which I connect kind of like a holographic energy field when I'm doing these things. 3i Atlas has been kind of sitting over to the right over here for me. I'm not sure why I'm saying that, but just so you know, we'll do some sage now because we talked about a lot of movies that you may want to cleanse. Yeah, so use your discernment. And I'm not saying stop watching all TV and movies. That's not what I'm saying. There's a lot of key codes in a lot of this stuff. But I am saying your subtle body holds the keys. So my proponent here, my role here, is to help you all get really familiar with the messaging that you're receiving from your subtle body. Because your subtle body is meant to guide you. And your subtle body is subtle. It is not a barking dog like the ego. Your subtle body is going to whisper. Your subtle body is going to gently guide. Your subtle body, again, it's not like the barking dog of the ego. It's soft. It's subtle. It's not going to be clear as day. It's not going to say, go this way. It's going to give you a gentle sensation in your body to move you in a different direction. I guess this would be a good time in the transmission. Does anyone have any questions about what I channeled? Any questions? Should we carry on? Should we get more messages before we end the session? You're connecting with green, Tara. Beautiful. Remember, there's all of the rainbow with Tara. The right side of the body is the masculine side of the body. And the left side of the body is the feminine side. If you have an invisibility shield on and you want to release it, just intend to release it. It's very common, Jen. And if any of you are really feeling like you want to get some of these deeper channeled questions, I had to stop watching Orphan Black, interestingly, which I liked it the first time I watched it, but then the second time I couldn't watch it. It's too real now that I know about the cloning stuff. I probably shouldn't have said that. Left side is feminine, yep. I haven't watched that one. I can't watch Black Mirror. Whoever's making that show is a real channel for sure. They're seeing all the alternate realities when they make the show. A lot of movie makers will do that. Even Avatar, that was remote viewing. I think there's another Avatar coming out this weekend. Okay, we just got one. Interesting. My face is super itchy all of a sudden. It's like everywhere it's itchy. Oh my gosh. This is so weird. Okay, whew. So Avatar comes out this week. Integration. Wait. Before I block becoming Jing... Are you saying there's like a show called Sinners, or are you calling all of us sinners? Star Wars was about galactic wars, yeah. Yeah. So itchy, yeah. I've had a lot of people telling me this, like a lot. Okay, good. Becoming Gigi, I almost blocked you, and then I was like, wait, she's probably talking about a movie. Sorry about that. I didn't block it. Jupiter Rises. Yeah, I've heard that too. But here's the thing. Same thing with the movies. I'm glad I didn't. I looked at your profile and I was like, oh, this is definitely a real person. So it's probably a movie title that I just have never heard of. Oh, crap. What was it? It was just coming through. What was it? Anyone want to remind me of what I was just about to say? Oh, I know what it is. With the movies. With the soul memory. 3-Eye Atlas, what does it do here doing? It's activating soul memory. It's activating soul memory. So, surface and subside. Surface and subside. My guide's been saying this for years through me. You surface it, you let it subside. So, same thing with movies. You watch the movie, you have your response to it, you maybe do a journaling session to see what it brought about for you, if you really want to make it powerful for you, and then you let it go. And then you let it go. This is such a huge and important and fundamental part of all of this, because 3i Atlas is activating like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of memories of lives we've all lived. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So you have to let it surface, and then you have to let it subside. You have to let it surface, and then you have to let it subside. Surface, subside. Surface, subside. If you have memories resurge and then you're holding on to the memories, fun fact in the quantum reality of life is that you're holding on to another version of you. And you could, I know this is complex, and I know that some of you won't be able to hear me and some of you will, but it's not a one-way street. This is really important. It's not a one-way street. You interacting with these other beings you've been, it is not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. You can technically impact these parallel lives. And especially if you're reviewing something and then you're adding more fear to it, or more anger to it, or more pain and agonizing and anguish to it. If you do that, you're affecting that other version of you. I know it's complex, and I know it's difficult, and I know some of you are like, what? I've seen the end of Atlantis from 1,000 different vantage points. Yeah, same. Same. I've seen the end of Atlantis from lots of different bodies. Okay? You got to surface it. You got to let it go. If you stay attached to it, if you stay holding on to it, if you stay obsessed with one of these perceived past lives that are actually parallel lives, you could end up with a situation where it's a lot of bleed through. I know this is a little complex, and some of you will be able to hear me again, and some of you won't. But those of you that sense, you'll probably sense there could, if there's a bleed through in your life, which basically is there's a very wide open door between you now and you in another form. That's just how it works. That's what my guides want to lay down. They want to let you know how it works, because it's not like this, it's not like you're sticking your head in with a camera into these lives and like watching it and you're not involved. Like, you are involved. You're actually impacting. So I know that's a little complex, but that's why my guides told me in the last 4 months, no past life regression. They said, don't do it, because people are working with a lot of anguish, and a lot of people are like having a lot of pain, and opening up those doors isn't safe right now. It's not safe. Now, we can strictly observe, and that's the way to do it. Observe. But if you start to basically what they're just saying is some of you get really attached to your past lives, and that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you. What about integration of fractured soul from past lives? If you're calling back soul fragments, that's perfectly all right. But my team in the Akashic Records is saying the soul doesn't fracture. That's a misinterpretation. The oversoul can separate into many different soul fractals, yes. But to think that the soul itself can break apart they're saying isn't correct. I don't really know how to explain that, but that's what they said. How can you change your energy? What do you want to change your energy to? So deleting old programming is important, but we also need to kind of With the heavy programs, we need to have an idea of what we're releasing, otherwise it can magnetize back to us very quickly. If we don't know, I'm like letting go of judgment, then the judgment will just come back in, if this makes sense. If we don't know we're letting go of control, then we'll get more controlling because we won't know what we're letting go of. So we have to know what we're letting go of. And I'm not saying you're letting go of people. I'm saying you're letting go of your program, your shaping around all of this. Okay, let's see if we can get maybe one more card. Breathing. Ask your guides the questions you're asking me right now. They're not for me to answer. That's what I'm getting. Yes, this will be in the energy healing membership. So we got breathing. And my guides, before I go on, a lot of the questions you ask me here in this space, ask yourself first. I'm not here to take your power. I don't know better how to handle your soul than you. I don't know better how to live your life than you. You're in your shoes. You can absolutely go directly to God. As long as you're not holding too many programs of a distorted God that you perceive yourself to be connecting to, and you're not connecting to God, you're connecting to false man in robes that's a judger in the sky. If that's the case, then you got to heal your connection with Source. Source is love. Source is unconditional love. So I'm not saying you can't go directly to Source. You can, but for this group in particular, a lot of you are holding on to some religious programming that will make that process complicated. I don't know how else to say it. My sessions are open again, yes, for January. And for the year of 2026, I'm only going to do one-to-ones for one more year. And then from there, it's going to be, I don't know, maybe on the road, channeling. I'm not sure what's going to come after that, but workshops, monthly workshops in 2026. The first one's filling up. It's called Integrating High Frequency Light Codes. You can get in there. It's $122. Lots of transmissions will be uploaded in the space. Plus, we have the hour-long Zoom on 122. This is why I steer away from the word God in general, because there's just too much baggage around the word. It's like source. That's why I use source. Or the one infinite source creator. That's what I use. Because I hear the word God, and then I hear all of you hear the word God, and some of you are conceptualizing of God as something God is not. That's why I don't like that word, because humanity has placed a lot of programming around that word that is very distortionary, and it disconnects you from Source. So some of the programming around that word was designed to disconnect you from Source. And you're always going to be connected to Source. Always. Always. Only English in the comments. I don't know what you're saying. It sounds like you're selling something, so please leave. These are concepts that are really difficult to grasp, everyone. So let's soften. Let's breathe. Let's take a few deep breaths together. To close the session today, let's take a deep breath in. Hold in the frequency of love with this breath. Hold in the frequency of love. And release. So 3i Atlas is just sharing me, you're all becoming new. Let this process be. They're saying you're becoming new. Let it be. You're becoming new. Let it be. You're remembering. Let it be. You're remembering. Let it be. You don't have to hold on to any of it. You just allow. You observe. You are removed as the observer. Let us put you back in the driver's seat as the observer. You are one with all of it, yes. You are in the earth, but you are not of it. Your soul mission will include that which drives you towards deeper acceptance. Your soul gifts will come back online when you can love yourself, forgive yourself, and trust yourself. It is not about cherry picking these gifts. It is about allowing them to come back online through you with love. It is about repositioning your intentions to steer from love. All of these programs that you created, that you shaped from fear, it is time to let them go. So let's shake off all the fear programs. At the end, let's just do it together. Just let it off of you. Let it come off of you. Just shake it out. Shake it off. Okay? Let it go. Filling you all up with divine source light, golden light, violet light, and the rainbow ray. Whew. Returning all of your energy to you. And all of my energy to me. Woo! All right, let's take a deep breath together. Hold. And release. Wow. Okay. All right, so this will be in the Energy Healing membership. Take care of yourselves. And meditate today. And hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate. This is very important because this was a very high frequency today. 3i Atlas was pretty much talking through me a lot today. I was here as well. But love you all. Have a great day. Can I go ahead and block this person now? Beautiful. All right. Namaste.